Hello everyone, I'm Sai Nandan Reddy from Initiatic Solutions. Today being the full moon of Pisces, we will be having a book reading as well as meditation session. And the book reading will be from the book Wisdom of the Zodiac, chapter number 44, Pisces 7 Ray Energies by Torquem Sridharan sir. So I request Rekha ji to please read chapter 44.
Okay. Okay, Nandan. Chapter 44 Pisces 7 Ray Energies. As we celebrate the sun in Pisces, we look at the mythological part of it. It is interesting how the big fish and small fish are related to each other. The big fish is your soul, the real you. The small fish is your body, emotions, and mind. Most of the time, the small fish controls you. You're tied to it. Your physical body says sex. Big fish says yes, sir. Little fish says I want to eat. Big fish says yes. Small fish says I want to hate, to destroy, to separate, to exploit, to manipulate. Big fish says, okay. But sometimes it bugs him and he says, you're not doing right. You know it is no good. Thus starts the battle of the big fish and the small fish. The whole morality of life is in the heavens in these zodiacal signs. There are 7 energies in the universe according to the ageless wisdom, and these energies come to our planet through 3 constellations. When the sun enters, for example, into Pisces, Pisces brings the energy from space and channels it through the sun, and the sun radiates it to this planet. We have 7 energies. The first energy is called the energy of initiation or destruction or synthesis. These are very abstract concepts, but if you bring them down and understand them, you will see that when the first ray contacts 3 constellations through the planet, it creates destruction, then synthesizes. You can see this in politics, in economy, and in religion, how immediately they are affected at the time of the full moon and after it. Secondary energy is unity. It unites physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It unites families, groups, nations, and the whole humanity. It creates right relationship between the forms of life. The third energy creates evolution and striving toward knowingness, expansion of consciousness. The whole universe is advancing, and when the third energy hits you, it bugs you. For the first time in your life, you see how ugly, stupid, and ignorant you are. Have you had such times, such moments, when suddenly you see how stupid you are? If you have never seen you are stupid, you do not have any chance to progress. Sometimes, when the third ray energy hits you, for the first time in your life, you see what you are. Before that, you are everything. You are macho. You can do everything. You can control things. You can destroy the world and stars. You think that you have everything, you control everything, but when the third ray energy really hits your mind for the first time in your life, you strip yourself from things that you do not have. You see yourself, and that is a great moment of rebirth because you can see now what really you are in your physical nature, in your emotional nature, in your mental nature, in your relationships. People think that they are king of the world. That is nice, but we aren't. Sometimes we are so miserable, but we cannot see it. Sometimes we are so ugly, but we cannot see it. Sometimes we are so ignorant, extremely ignorant, but we cover our ignorance through parties and with plaster. We plaster ourselves, but inside we are really ignorant. The third ray shocks you and makes you see really what you are. What I am explaining here is nothing else but the effect of these rays upon human psychology. We are translating the effect of these rays according to what is happening to us, what is happening to the world economy, politics, etc. But these rays in space have different impacts, manifestations, expressions. We are studying just one little part of it that is related to our mechanism. When the fourth ray hits, it creates conflict within you. For the first time, you say, I hate my emotions. I hate my thoughts. I hate what I am doing. I hate what I am. You really create a conflict, and your lower and higher self, your body, emotions, and mind fight against your soul. You are in trouble, but eventually you negotiate. Negotiation is difficult. It is good or bad. Body says, let's smoke. Well, soul says, I am tired of fighting against you. Go ahead and smoke. These are negotiations, but sometimes the soul does not negotiate and says, you must agree with me. You are not going to smoke. You are not going to do these things. That is higher level negotiation. What happens when the fourth ray hits? It creates conflict and harmony. Sometimes harmony is very bad, sometimes harmony is very good. For example, if you are in harmony with a thief, it is not good harmony. But if you are in harmony with a great concept, an ideal, then that is good. What does the fifth ray do? Fifth ray makes you act. Most of us are in inertia. In one part of our nature, we are sleeping. When I am learning these things, I am watching myself. Physically, I am active. Emotionally, I am dead. Mentally, I am in suspension. And spiritually, I am always a corpse. What can we do? When the fifth ray hits, it makes you active according to your sensitivity. When the fifth ray hits, your body is sensitive to that ray, you start acting. You build, you paint, you run. You do creative things with your feet and hands and nose. You do things. When you are sensitive with your emotional body becomes active. Unfortunately, the first reaction of your emotional body to this fifth ray is I hate him, I'm angry with him, I'm afraid of him, I'm jealous, I'm revengeful, I would like to make some treason against him. That is the first opposition because when the fifth ray hits, it brings the pus out of your psyche. Then it changes. The second gear starts to work and virtues start to come out. It evolves and acts when it hits your mind. How come it hits physically, emotionally, mentally? It happens when you are developed there. If you have not developed them, there are no rays for you. There is a stupid teaching which everybody is teaching. They say you have this ray, that ray, that ray. You do not have these rays. How can you have a soul ray if you do not even have a developed soul? How do you have a mental ray if your mind is really dead? We respond to these rays if we are sensitive in one of our levels, in the first, second, or third levels, or in all our levels. For example, on the physical level, you are sensitive and have physical activity. On the emotional level, you are active and sensitive and have emotional activity. On the mental level, you are active and have mental activity. Then there is spiritual activity. What happens if it hits your mental body? You start working mentally to shape yourself. For the first time in your life, you feel how much you need to learn. Do you really have that feeling sometimes? Mentally, you become active. What do you do? You start learning, but sometimes, what do you do? When you suddenly understand you do not know the language, you pick up the encyclopedia and start reading it. You must learn the ABCs first. One day, a girl came to me and asked, do you know what I am doing? What? I'm reading a treatise on cosmic fire. Who are you to read a treatise on cosmic fire? Well, shall I quit and read about the 9 initiations? No, you must read fairy tales. You do not know what the fairy tales are. Fairy tales are the condensed wisdom of the masters. They are so beautiful. In one little story, everything is there if you penetrate into it. That is what the fifth ray does. It puts you into action. If spiritually you respond to the fifth ray, you become spiritually active. What does it mean to be spiritually active? It is not easy. You start being active in the subjective world. In your dreams, you become conscious. In your visions, you become the actors. You know what you are doing. Spiritually, you affect the directions of people. You inspire them, impress them, uplift them, heal them. You do not know how many millions of people need healing: physical healing, emotional healing, mental healing, spiritual healing. So, you become a healer. Nandan, can you take over?
Thank you so much, Rika.
Yeah.
If the sixth ray hits you, or you are sensitive to the sixth ray, you develop within you the will to cause. Most of us are effects. This is such a challenging concept. If you really think about it, you will see how interesting it is and how many things it explains in your nature. You are effects because people think so. I must do exactly like them because my tradition says so. I must follow just like a blind man because my politics or my religion says so. I must do these things because my body wants it. Okay, I will do it because my emotions want it. I will do it because my mind wants it. I will do it because my girlfriend is not happy with me. I will do whatever she wants, or if my boyfriend is unhappy, I will do whatever he wants. So you are becoming a football. Everybody is kicking you. You are going here and there and you are saying, that is me doing these things. Really, are you? People are just kicking you and you are a play ball, nothing else. What is happening? You are becoming a result. Your hatred is controlling you. One day a man came and said, I have pretty good control over myself. But after a while he said, I am going to kill him. I said, you do not have control. Do you know who is controlling you? It is your hatred, your revenge, your interest, your materialism, your stickiness to matter. That is what is controlling you. You are not controlling them. Your sex is controlling you. 99% of the people are controlled by their sex. That is why they dress, that is why they eat, that is why they run, that is why they play sports, that is why they write, that is why they sing, that is why they do everything. But at the bottom is sex. It is interesting, but people must have big eyes to see. If you become a cause, you say, wait a minute, I do not want to be controlled, I am going to control. To be a cause, you must be an independent, free person, independent of your body, emotions, and mind, independent of the bodies of others, emotions of others, thoughts of others, pretty well independent. After you become independent, you can be a cause. You make things function. You cause things to be, to know, to actualize. You are a cause. That is how the great ones are. Buddha became a great cause. Now you have 50 billion people worshipping him. He became a cause. Christ is a cause, Krishna is a cause, you become a cause. You become a cause within your body first, then within your group, within your nation, within humanity. You cannot be a cause until you are united with the cause of the universe. You become a servant of the Most High. You promote the plan and purpose of that Most High. You are not anymore a slave of yourself. I was in a big shopping center. A boy was going to steal a little watch. He came and looked around carefully. Nobody was there. He was afraid. I was watching him. He looked around. Again, snatched the watch, put it under his coat, and ran. What is the cause now? Is he a cause? Is he a cause? Or is he a result? The watch is controlling you. Theft is controlling you. Something very stupid is controlling you. And you are selling all your divinity, all your beauty for that little watch. When you relate with each other, see if you are a cause or an effect. It will create lots of trouble in you, but eventually you will understand what it means to be a cause and to be a result. Every time you say, I cannot leave this, you are a result. For example, if you are drinking 10 cups of coffee and you cannot stop it, coffee is your cause. You are the result. This is a great science which you are going to learn by yourself. Who is going to explain these things to you? It will be your observation. You are going to observe what is happening to yourself, and then you will be a great psychologist, a great scientist, because you learned by yourself. If the seventh ray hits you or you become responsive to that ray, what happens? You become organized. The seventh ray is called organization. It organizes all the stars, galaxies, our solar system, the weather, interrelationships of the planets, their electromagnetic energies, climate. That is the seventh ray. And if you are sensitive to the seventh ray, your body becomes rhythmic and beautiful. Your behavior changes. It is ceremonial. It is beautiful. There is a certain beauty in sitting and walking. Those who have seventh ray and are responsive are so skilled in their hands, in their walk, in their manners. They sit gracefully. They walk gracefully. They open the door gracefully. They hold a hammer gracefully. You can watch them. The seventh ray brings organization into your body. First, it organizes your physical body, nervous system, bloodstream, limb system, muscles, bones. Everything in you becomes slowly organized. Those who have seventh ray in their system are so flexible, so beautiful, and you can see it in the stores, in the homes. Everything is up to date. They want a pencil. Where is it? It is in its proper place. Emotionally, you become organized. Mentally, you become organized. It is so beautiful to have that experience. What the shape of the mind is when it is organized. For example, you have an organized library. You go and find the book you want, the paper you want, the magazine you want, the idea you want. It is there. It is like a computer. You push a button and everything comes. It is the same thing. If your mind is organized, the seventh ray leads you to organization. Question: can you experience the energy of one ray at a particular time in your life and not at another time? You can. It depends on what you are. If you are sensitive to energies, you will feel them. For example, let us say I am playing music in this room and you do not have ears. There is no music for you. If you do not have eyes, you cannot see the forms. It depends on what you are. How much you are able to respond to these energies is what you become. You become that to which you respond. If you do not respond, there is no effect upon you. If you respond, you create changes within yourself. Later, maybe 200-300 years later, these things are going to be like science. This is science, but it is going to be in our universities and colleges. The doctor will look at your eyes and say, you need a pill of seventh ray. You are going to take that seventh ray pill. Actually, they have started to do a few things like that. Some doctors say you have too much toxin within your emotional system because you hate people. Now you must take some pills of love, of virtues. You really can change because with hating, you burn your fuses. By loving, you regenerate yourself. Thank you. Anju, can you please take over?
Yeah, thank you. What is Pisces? It is second ray and it unifies. Pisces has two rays. One ray of Pisces is the second ray, love and unifying energy, compassion. Those who are real Pisces must have these characteristics in their life. Their personality ray is sixth ray. They attach, they cause things to happen. If you have a Pisces, you must know that she loves, she unites, she is compassionate. In her personality life, she is pushy and becomes the cause of things to move. During the time of Pisces, which is February 20 to March 19, you can start meditating on and reading about these things. Read the Pisces chapters or the chapters for the sign of the current month. By doing this, you mentally magnetize yourself to draw these energies and either react or respond to them. That is going to be the new science in the world. Then you are going to take your evolution in your hands and say, now I am going to work upon myself. I am really going to advance now. Because if you advance in this life 80%, next life you will start with 80%. The level that you advance to in this life is the level which attracts the circumstances and the conditions of your next life. If you want to have a beautiful life in your next lives, you're going to prepare yourself as a great magnet to attract beautiful things to your life. For example, we say, today I'm okay, but 1 month later, what am I going to do? Well, you plan for 1 month, you plan for 3 years, you plan for 10 years. But what about if you try to plan for the next life? How are you going to plan for that life? In Pisces, love energy, the second ray, comes and manifests itself through three constellations. We have a beam of light coming from space and hitting three constellations in the zodiac. It hits Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces are carriers of the second ray. Second ray is unification, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual unification. Sixth ray again manifests through three constellations. One is Virgo, then Sagittarius, and again Pisces. It is very interesting that our nation has two rays that are really the rays of Pisces. America's soul ray is second ray, and sixth ray is our personality ray. So it means that Piscean energy will tremendously affect our national life according to how much we can respond. How much we can respond is the most important thing. Now we come to another phase. The ray comes down, but before it enters into our planet, it passes through three rulers. What are the rulers? The rulers are those switches which control the energy system. In this case, secondary comes, passes through Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, but then it passes in relation to Pisces through three rulers. What are these rulers? These rulers are the switches of the energy that let the energy come to our planet. Who are these rulers that control the energy? One is Jupiter, one is Pluto, and one is Pluto in relation to Pisces. To know what kind of energy we are receiving from the second ray and Pisces, we must know the rulers because the rulers are controlling the energy system. What is Jupiter? Jupiter gives the second ray, love, wisdom. Pluto gives willpower, and Pluto in relation to Pisces gives willpower. So we have one love and two willpowers. These three rulers have three duties. The first ruler, which is Jupiter, affects your physical body or the form side of your body, the exoteric ruler. The second one, which is the first ray, the esoteric ruler, affects your psyche. The third one is again Pluto, which is first ray. It is called the hierarchical ruler, which means before it comes to the planet, it goes through hierarchy where it is qualified and changed from its destructive manners and comes to us as a constructive energy. What will be the sign like if we can make a prediction? We see, for example, that the second ray will create unification. Russia has Pisces and sixth ray, as do Ireland and France. And we have certain political and economic relationships with them in this month. Sixth ray is an ideological ray, causation. So, because our nation has second and sixth rays, our nation is going to be a positive energy in the world. I suggest you take some lessons on the seven rays because they are really the signs of life. Question: could you repeat about the esoteric ruler and the effects? Answer: we always have three rulers. One is called the exoteric ruler, which means outside. One is esoteric, which is inside and deeper, and one is hierarchical. In this case, Jupiter is exoteric. It is going to bring unification in outer forms. The esoteric ray, which is the first ray in this case, affects your emotional and mental destruction. Unless the esoteric ray comes and hits you, your destructive emotions, destructive mentality, separatism, racism, hatred, jealousy, revenge, you cannot build anything constructive. That ray must come and do its destructive job so that later we can construct more useful forms. The exoteric energy will come and wipe old forms out, but the intention is not destruction. The intention is to give a chance to new construct. The second ruler, which is the esoteric ruler, has first ray, and first ray destroys all those things which stand against unification. Now we come to the hierarchical ruler. Hierarchy is just like a faucet. It takes the energy of a huge amount of water, but the faucet controls it. You need a little cup of water, so you open the faucet and drink it. Hierarchy regulates the flow and brings the energy to humanity according to the need of humanity. For example, if suddenly you open a fire hydrant, it may destroy the vegetation. But hierarchy controls that destructive energy and sends the amount of energy that is not dangerous for you. There is a great law in the universe. This law is called need and supply. When you create need within you, the supply comes. When you make a hole there, water flows. When you have a vacuum in your mind, things fill it. What are you doing? You're going to create intense aspiration and striving towards these things. By thinking, reading, meditating, and talking about these things, you become sensitive to these rays and you absorb them. These things are now just like a dream for you. It was a dream for me 40 years ago, but now it is becoming a science in my mind because I am experimenting. For example, this full moon, that full moon is a totally different psychology now. What is happening in my physical, emotional, mental relationships? It is different now. Eventually, you are going to come to that state of consciousness in which you realistically will know what is happening to you. That is why we are here. Tibetan master says that full moon meditations and full moon meetings are services. You came here not to serve yourself. This is a service for this great energy to be absorbed by us and to be then spread by us. How can we absorb the energies? We can absorb the energies by talking and meditating upon them. Question. I have read that the energies are increasing and will continue to increase. Answer. Energy is not increasing. That is why I am talking to you about this real science. Energy is always everywhere. God is not increasing and decreasing. God is the source of all energies. Can we say that God is increasing and decreasing? God is not. What is increasing and decreasing is your capacity to receive the energies or reject the energies. If your capacity to receive energy is increasing, you think the energy is increasing, so to say. But if your capacity is dulling, you think the energy is getting less and less. We translate it that way, but it is not the correct way to translate it. You must understand these basics. Question. I guess I was confused because you said the hierarchical ruler regulated the flow of the energies. Answer. That does not have anything to do with what you are asking. For example, I am with the fire hydrant here. The fire hydrant gives so much energy. I am the hierarchy now. I see that the fire hydrant hose is held by one person. If I completely open it, the person will fall. Once I opened my fire hydrant and it made a 5 foot hole in the garden and I was bumped all around. It is energy. Hierarchy regulates it. If they open full power, they will knock you down.
Thank you so much. Let us meditate. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Put a nice smile on your face and visualize a five-pointed star above your head. Visualize a blue energy, a ray that is coming from space and physically healing you. Let that blue ray penetrate every piece of your body and bring healing there. Feel greater and greater joy. Your eyes, your ears, your spine, your stomach, your lungs, let them heal. After the blue ray, we see a ray of crimson red. The first ray. This ray is destroying everything that is bad in your body, emotions, and mind. Let your hatred, anger, revenge, fear, jealousy, slander, malice, etc. go. Purify your system. Let this ray of crimson red purify your system. Now we are again visualizing a ruby colored energy coming and expanding our consciousness. Our consciousness is becoming more inclusive, infinite. See these three rays together, pouring their energies into your system. The first is healing energy, the second is purifying energy, and the third is expanding energy. Let us now say the following mantram. Please repeat after me. The sons of men are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form, and life and all events. And bring to light the love which underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate and outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all men love. Let us now sound three ohms. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining this session. I would like to ask you all to share your experience. Hope you all have meditated today morning too, from 12:30 to 1, where exact new moon Pisces alignment happened. Please share your experiences.
Today the reading was very interesting, and we came to know how it exactly works, where the rulers are, the esoteric, hierarchical. That was not clear because every time we would see this is the esoteric ruler. So it was very interesting to know how it works. There, the seven energies, seven rays, and it was very lucid, and it has really been understood very easily what all these seven rays are doing. Previously, very interesting to understand the rays. What are these rays? How do they affect and all? No, today it was very simple. Very simple. Truth is always simple. So we have been reading it for so long, but it was always very confusing. What is today? It was very simple. First race, then second. And really, we feel sometimes, really, how did we live all these so stupid things we did and all? That's so true. Now we are, as we realize, it's our response to the rays that we. Interesting.
So, these rays, which we got to know today a little bit in depth, they have a lot of inner meaning, lot of depth to it. To really understand what they are, we have to meditate upon these rays, taking each rays and its qualities as seed thoughts, and then we sit and understand what it is and relate these energies of rays with ourselves. What does this ray mean to us? There's a lot of in-depth information on these, and it's quite esoteric knowledge, as we could read in the book that certain doctors and psychologists are trying to understand it, as he was trying to put. So we also have this information that on different full moons we have different virtues which are created by various rays, and these rays create various chemical substances within our blood, and due to lack of any chemical there can be physical disorders too. So these rays, they create changes within our mind, emotions, as well as the body mechanism. So there is yet to be researched. We know through these teaching that there are these invisible energies coming towards us, but we really do not know exactly how to measure these and further. So lot of information is yet to be revealed, and obviously being professionals in various fields, we have to understand what is the meaning of the ray in our specific profession. And obviously, as you have mentioned, esoteric, exoteric, and hierarchical rulers. So there are planets also between these rays. As the rays come, they enter through the zodiacs. From the zodiacs, they enter into the planets, and via the planets, we receive it. These planets act as switches. Planets act as switches. So,
Riches.
so depending upon the planet, depending upon the time which we are born, we have certain astrological planets affecting us. So depending upon that, there are lot many calculations which are done to exactly find out what is our personality ray, soul ray, and everything. But in general, we need to learn a lot about these rays. So once we understand that there are virtues and vices within us, that means we are trying to understand the energies which are controlling us. And then slowly, as we learn more and more about it, we can then learn about the rays and then understand the rays. So it is like going in depth into the energy aspect of things. So most that's the reason like we did not enter into this concept previously. Even now we have just touched it. Okay, there is a lot of material on these. As Torkum sir has mentioned in his books, there are many things to learn. Most important topic which I have to stress here is we are surrounded by these energies and we do not know anything about it. We are controlled by various things, various forces, which we will only know when we are aware of them. Awareness is the key, and it is very easy to be aware of these energies during the full moon because the intensity of energy is quite high in the environment. So it's like a kind of energy hitting you on the full moon days. It's very easy. You'll feel the lot of difference between normal days and the in the full moon period. 2 days before and 2 days after and the full moon day. There is a lot of difference in the energies. And it is very easy to leave the body consciousness during the full moon times. Today I was like, my experience is I was like meditating today morning like 12:30 to 1. Between the full moon alignment was 12:47, right? So it was like you won't feel the body, it's something like that, and afterwards you will get to know that okay, I am the body, you remember that you are the body. So once you lose the consciousness from the physical body, and again after meditation, like when you open your eyes, then you'll get to know that oh yes, I have a body. So these experiences really will uh, help us to know who we are, and experientially we have to still learn a lot. Anubhuti, have you meditated?
Uh, I meditated just now with you, not at the
Okay,
like
okay. How
alignment
was
today.
your experience now?
It was very good. Today, actually, in the morning, I forgot, mother not forgot, my mom was not well. So I
Fine.
could not do the meditation in the morning. Usually, I do around between 6 to 7.
Okay.
So I could not do that. Today, you know, that your because I remember my mother used to say, sometimes I say कि negative energy बहुत attract करती है. मतलब like I get affected by negative energies in my surroundings. So my mother says नहीं नहीं कुछ नहीं होता. So now today when you explain na, I could sense why she used to say कि नहीं होता. So the energy which you attract, your thoughts and your body catches that energy only. Shikha, once you have also told that it's not your surrounding now. Initially at that time, na, I was little upset कि why you were telling these things to me. You have to uh, improve yourself, not the surrounding. But now slowly and slowly, I am able to understand. I was not able to forget the things, forgive the things. Now slowly and slowly with meditation, with blessing meditation, where I sit and give 15 minutes blessing to the whole planet. That will help me and with the mixture in between. Na, I now I'm getting the things which you explained on that particular day. I don't remember that day, but you told me, I have discussed it with you कि मुझे negative energy बहुत affect करती हैं. Now I'm able to understand. So now, yes. Thank you so much for today's lecture.
Yeah, thank you, Anubhuti. Thank you so much. Yeah, we all should be very punctual in our meditations because only that will give us the will develop the sensitivity within our system. Without sensitivity, no amount of book reading will actually help us understand what is being written in the book. So, sensitivity, awareness, these are very, very important. And one more thing, you should always make a note of your experiences. How do you feel within you, within your mind, within your body? You should make a note of these things, and that will really make you program yourself so that you are aware of your experiences and not get trapped into lower vibrations. So when you note down, you are consciously telling yourself that you want such kind of experiences, subtle experiences, a finer quality vibrations, a higher vibrations. So always try to make a note of it. So thank you so much for attending today's session. Please read books, read a lot of books when you find time. Keep a small book with you always wherever you go, so that you are always in touch with the teaching. Thank you so much. Pranams. Namaste.